The rise and fall of the Persian Empire. In the scorched heart of ancient Persia, where deserts met mountains and kingdoms clashed for survival, one man dared to dream of uniting the world. His name was Cyrus the Great, and from his vision, the first true empire of humanity was born. Cyrus began not as a conqueror, but as a liberator. When he overthrew the Median king Astyages, he forged something new, a realm built not merely on power, but on tolerance. He respected the gods of conquered peoples, allowed exiles to return home, and ruled through fairness rather than fear. His decree to free the Jews from Babylon would echo through scripture and history alike. Under Cyrus, Persia expanded like wildfire. From the mountains of Anatolia to the fertile plains of Mesopotamia, his banners flew high. The empire stretched from the Aegean Sea to the Indus River, a tapestry of languages, religions, and nations bound by one law, one currency, and one vision. But empires do not sleep. When Cyrus fell in battle, his son Cambyses carried the torch into Egypt, claiming the throne of the pharaohs. Then came Darius I, the organizer, the builder, the visionary emperor who turned conquest into civilization. Darius divided his empire into satrapies, provinces governed by loyal administrators. He built the Royal Road, a marvel of the ancient world, where couriers could cross nearly 1,700 miles in a week. He minted gold coins called darics, standardized weights and measures, and raised the magnificent city of Persepolis, the beating heart of Persian power. Under Darius, the Achaemenid Empire became the model of governance that future empires would imitate. Yet ambition has a price. Across the Aegean, the Greek city-states rebelled under Persian rule. Darius sent armies to crush them, and the long conflict between East and West began. In 490 BCE, at Marathon, a smaller Greek force stunned the world by defeating the Persian invasion. Darius swore revenge, but it would be his son who carried out that vow. Xerxes I, proud, determined, and ruthless, built one of the greatest armies the world had ever seen. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers, war elephants, and the mighty Persian fleet marched toward Greece. At Thermopylae, they met a small Spartan force, 300 men whose courage would become legend. Though the Persians triumphed, the victory came at great cost. Soon after, at Salamis, the Greek navy turned the tide. The Persian fleet burned, and Xerxes' dream of conquering Europe died in the smoke. The empire remained vast, but its invincibility was broken. Still, for another century, the Persian Empire endured, immense, sophisticated, and wealthy beyond imagination. Its roads carried merchants, messengers, and soldiers across 3 continents. Its kings ruled with opulence, seated beneath golden thrones, surrounded by stone reliefs of tribute bearers from every corner of the known world. But power breeds complacency. The later kings withdrew into luxury, distant from the people and deaf to the empire's growing cracks. Satraps became corrupt, rebellions flared, and old enemies waited beyond the mountains. In 334 BCE, a young Macedonian king crossed into Asia with an army unlike any Persia had faced before. His name was Alexander. At Granicus, Issus, and finally Gaugamela, the Persian armies fell. King Darius III, desperate and betrayed, fled his own empire, and died on the road, slain by his own men. In less than a decade, Alexander the Great conquered what had taken the Persians 2 centuries to build. Persepolis burned, a city of fire consuming the memory of empire. Yet even as its palaces turned to ash, the legacy of Persia endured. Cyrus and Darius had created more than a kingdom, they had built a system, one that valued governance, order, and cultural respect. They pioneered bureaucracy, infrastructure, and diplomacy on a scale the world had never seen. The Achaemenids taught humanity how to rule not through terror, but through inclusion. When Rome rose, when Byzantium thrived, when empires of the future shaped their laws and roads, they looked to Persia's blueprint. The Achaemenid Empire may have fallen to Alexander's sword, but its vision still whispers through the ages, the dream of unity through diversity, of empire through understanding. The world has seen countless rulers since, but few have ever ruled so wisely, or fallen so completely.